welcome to Jasper's History Facts. Da-na-na. Well, today is April the 28th, and on this day in 1881, famed outlaw Billy the Kid escapes from his prison cell in New Mexico, where he will evade capture or execution for quite a few months until being killed by Sheriff Pat Garrett. So obviously, Billy the Kid, very, very famous outlaw. Probably one of the most, if not the most famous outlaw, definitely the second most, I would say. Jesse James, also quite famous. Um, but Billy the Kid, um, very much steeped in mystery on his death for sure. Um, Obviously, a lot of people didn't see the body. Some people did, and it was enough. People were pretty certain it was Billy the Kid when they got him. There's not obviously we don't really know a lot of what Billy the Kid looked like. There's only one verified photo that we have of the kid, but hard to say. The other confusing part is there's a lot of outlaws named Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid was not the first; it was just a common nickname. You know, there's a lot of these kind of nicknames, and it also doesn't help that we don't know Billy the Kid's real name. Um, he gave a name, William Bonney Jr. Uh, that was that's the name he gave during his trial, but how true is that? We don't know. It's really kind of hard to say how true that is. There's also potentially another name, Henry McCartney, or Carty, not McCartney, Carty, Henry McCarty, which is another name he had given at some point that some people think. Uh, and then there's also Bill, is it Bill Bush or so? That was another name that he potentially had. Um, it's really just hard to know. Uh, when you're an outlaw, you don't really want to be known very much by your actual name. You could give fake names all the time and nobody would even know. But the kid, definitely not the nicest guy, to say the least. I mean, for instance, he was put in jail for murder, so not typically seen as the nicest guy in that regard. But a lot of these dime novels and things like that, and somewhat like pennies, but um, really elevate a lot of these outlaws to almost Western heroes. Jesse James, for instance, Billy the Kid, things like that. It was a very common thing to do, but yeah. And there's a bit more intrigue with his death, so tune in when he dies, and I'll get more into that in that episode. But now you know.